Well, while I have it on my mind, I wanted to address some popular products. Mostly the reason why I don't own them. Filson is a product. I only own one Filson product, and it's a beanie that they make, which I like it quite a bit. It's packed away right now because I don't need it. Anytime I'm in the house or just around the house, I wear cheap beanies, basically. You know, if I'm working on something, whatnot. You know, I have stuff that I can get dirty in. Don't worry about. You know, like this. This is just a cheap Carhartt, right? Synthetic. I don't even know what it's made of. It's enough for kicking around here. But I've got that Filson beanie, and it's a nice looking color. It's kind of like this, but it's got some speckled brown in it. When you look at it online, it'll say it's 50-50. But the reason why it's 50-50 is because the inside is fleece, synthetic. It's soft, synthetic on the inside, and the outside is a woven wool. Okay, just knit wool. So yeah. So I do have that. I don't own any other Filson products though. Mostly because I don't really feel that you're getting what you're paying for with Filson. Now, they do have some nice products, but there are some issues with those products, okay? And I'm going to tell you from experience. I'm not telling you from my opinion, okay? I'm going to tell you from experience. Not with Filson products, but I'm going to tell you the reason why I won't buy them. Not the way they are, anyway. Number one, they're too expensive. They're very expensive products. And there's no real reason for it. They have a wool packer coat, which jumped about $300 in price over a very short period of time. Used to be $500-600 somewhere in there, and then it went to $900. Okay, that's just no. So, and cheaper material. So I'm gonna use the wool packer I'm gonna pick on it a little bit first, and then we'll pick on some other stuff. But we're not just gonna run something down. We're gonna also tell how to build it up, right? So the wool packer coat has a really nice fur wool, a wool area around the neck here that you can flip up, cover your ears and all that stuff. You know, it gathers here and, you know, big button and whatnot. But they make a big deal out of it being, you know, double wool. But it's not really double wool. It's only double wool over the shoulders and half of the chest and the arms. Okay, it's only double wool in those areas. And then it used to be made with 26-ounce Mackinaw wool. Every layer was 26-ounce Mackinaw wool, but that's not the case anymore. Now it's only 24. Now you think, oh, well, it's only 2-ounce difference per square yard, but it really makes a difference. The 26 ounce is a good heavy wool. Now, I have a real U.S. Navy pea coat, it's made of 32-ounce wool. It's heavy. Okay. I've been in really, really cold weather with a wind, and I didn't feel anything with the pea coat on. So, you say 24-ounce Mackinaw wool now, and the Packer coat used to be 26-ounce Mackinaw wool, and then what, you're going to degrade it and then you're going to increase the price? No. Sorry, not going there. So they're making it out of thinner wool now, 24-ounce Mackinaw wool versus 26, and they have a cotton lining. They make a big deal about their lining. Okay, yeah. The thing is that in a wool coat you want a lining, but you don't want a cotton lining. There are two linings that you want, one or the other, for a wool coat. And all of you manufacturing people need to listen up, because this is not even new technology. This is old school, right? This is what they used to put in them a long time ago. You're either going to have a nice wool, like a cashmere type wool, like a suit. You're either going to line it with some wool like that, which is somewhat slick, okay? Or you're going to line it with silk, okay? They put a silk lining in that wool coat. Silk is warm, all right? Silk is a warm, natural fiber, okay? They weave it, and it's expensive. So silk, you ever heard of silk pajamas? The reason why silk pajamas used to be so popular a long time ago is because people were putting real wool blankets on their beds, just like I do right now. Back in the day when wool was the most common item in the bedroom for your keeping warm in the winter, okay, they would have silk pajamas so that they could naturally slide between their wool items. You see that light bulb going on? I hope so. So top brands like Pendleton years ago, all of their wool coats were lined with silk. They had silk linings. People say, "Oh, silk's kind of chilly," Well, yeah, when you first put it on, it's going to be kind of chilly, probably, if you're not wearing much. Okay. But let's say you're wearing a wool top like I'm wearing right now, right? Wool sweater / jumper. What if you're wearing that? You don't want to go wool on wool, because wool wants to grab wool, all right? But you don't want to go cotton either. Cotton is cheap. Going with the cotton lining like Filson's doing right now, that's just being a cheapskate. That's going cheap. You're ripping off your customers. You need to go with either a wool like you would have with a wool suit. I think that's worsted wool. I can't remember. I don't pay much attention to suits. Or you want to go with silk, okay? That way when you put it on, you're sliding in and it's easy to put on. Your high dollar, good stuff goes with the good product, okay? Not with the cheap product. High dollar and cheap products do not go together, okay? So they need to get that Alaskan blah 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 cotton lining crap out of the Filson Packer coat. It's got to go away. They got to get that garbage out of there. And I have tried to tell Filson over and over the years stop putting that crap in your coat and increase to come back up to 26-ounce Mackinaw wool. All right, because all they're doing is they're trying to get more money for a cheaper product to increase their margin, right? Their cut. That's not cool. They do the same thing with the double Mackinaw cruiser or whatever it's called. That's a nice that is a nice coat, but I'm not going to pay $400 or $500 for a coat that doesn't even have a hood, right? A deep hood that I could pull up, because I wear stuff for protection. I don't wear stuff to look good. I wear stuff for protection. You saw me in my double that I had on, and yesterday. I looked like the Michelin Man, but I was warm, right? I'm not in it for looks. I'm in it for protection. Okay, this is not a fashion show. Filson needs to get off that fashion show kick and stop trying to make more money for crap product and get back to quality quality product for the amount of money that you're spending, because you're not getting your money's worth if you go buy a wool packer coat right now. You're not. They need to take out that stupid lining that they have right now, that cotton crap. They need to take that out of there, rip it out. And they need to put a silk lining, or they need to put, like I said, a wool suit type material, that type of wool lining. One of those two. They need to put that in there so that other wool garments will slide in readily. Okay? And then you need to bring the price down a bit, because the price is ridiculous. $900 and some odd for a wool packer coat, and it doesn't even, it's not up to snuff for the amount of money you're spending. It's just not, dollar to value is not there. Ain't there. Even the double Mackinaw cruiser coat. Get that cotton lining crap out of there and do the same thing as the packer coat, what I just said 2 seconds ago. Put that other lining in there and you will sell more of them. You'll sell more, because people will say, hey man, that's good, right? People like me are veering away from Filson just because you're putting crap products in high dollar items. Man, I am not curbing my language on this. I'm not pulling punches on this. I'm telling you straight. Telling you straight. Now, I got about a minute and a half left here. What would I look at other than a Filson right now? If I want a really nice quality wool garment, what would I look at? Well, there's one I've looked at, but it has a couple little issues, all right? Is a Stormy Kromer brand, made in the USA, 26-ounce Mackinaw wool, made in Michigan, Ironwood, Michigan, I believe is where they're made. The only thing that I don't like about them is two things. One, they don't have a silk lining or a worsted wool suit type material lining, right? And their double section of their double coat section is a little bit high up from the interior sleeve. Okay, that's the only two things. They are kind of pricey, they're about $500. But again, you're buying a multi-generation item. But that would be my alternative. 15 minutes is up already, guys. I'll see you later.